Hello, 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 everyone. Come on into the webinar. Come on in. My name is Linda Peavy, and I am going to be your host for this afternoon. And I am so glad that you decided to join because I have information for you that you are going to need to know that is very important about where we are with grants, especially as it pertains to Black-owned businesses or Black-led nonprofits. So as you come in, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Give that city and that state a shout out. Let me know where you are coming in from. I am in the land, not too far from Cleveland, Ohio, where we're going to be in a heat wave this week, like in the high 90s. Whew, it's getting ready to be hot. Hello, Brittany. Brittany from Maryland. And Deborah's coming in from Michigan. Oh, just our neighbors right to the northwest, right? Sabrina from Oakland. Oakland is in the house. And Karen from New York has shown up, and Derek is coming in from St. Louis. Who else? Who else? Who else is with us? I see you coming in. Say hello. Say hello. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Come on in and let me know where you are coming in from. Again, my name is Linda Peavy. I'm going to be your host for today, and just making sure all of our technology is looking good. So let me know. Let me know where you're coming in from. Yep, that looks good. Jennifer, is it Poughkeepsie? Is that how you pronounce that? I see that word all the time. Poughkeepsie, is that right? New York. Who else is here with us? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Let me know where you are coming in from. We're going to get started in just about a minute because I have a lot of information to share with you about what is going on with grants. But I need for you to promise me something because this is information I think some of you will be hearing for the first time because not a lot of organizations are simply sharing this information. So you got to promise me that you're going to share this with other Black organizations. Do not keep this information to yourself because we need to make sure that we have the correct information as we pursue grants. Hello, Andrea from Leavenworth, Kansas. We're going to get started. I'm going to share my screen. There we go. There we go. Hopefully all of you can see the screen. Yes, yes, yes. So this is the masterclass. Let me just make sure everybody is in the right place for Black-owned businesses and Black-led nonprofits. Very important for you to know this information today. And we're live. So this is my live noon session. I do have a session at 7 o'clock tonight. So we're going to drop the link in a little bit later. If you know anybody that wants to join us at 7 p.m., you're welcome to do so, or just share the link with others. Now, let me share my background. Again, I'm Linda Peavy. Yes, they call me the grants queen because I have secured, it's over $18 million now in grants. And I don't mean just writing, I mean having won over $18 million. This is year 17 of me owning my business, LaPav Consulting. My undergrad and graduate degrees are from the University of Akron. Go Zips, go Zips. And yes, I now teach grant writing all over the country to smaller organizations, to your nonprofits. I provide keynote presentations about grant writing, but I also teach for your smaller entities, such as your private organizations, but as well as some of your larger companies that you might have heard of, from literally the Urban League to Goldman Sachs, where I am a proud alumnus of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program. And I'm also a member of Forbes Black, which is an organization of Black leaders affiliated with Forbes magazine. And I have a business now, but I used to lead a nonprofit. So I've been on both sides of the coin. So let me know right now in the chat, are you a small business or are you a nonprofit? Or maybe you are both. Now, if you're a small business, you could be an LLC or a partnership or a sole proprietor or a solopreneur. So let me know in the chat what you are, what entity you are representing. Let me know in the chat what entity you are representing. Nonprofit, small business LLC, nonprofit. Okay, so you need to know right now there are grants for both. So let me get that out here right now. There are grants for nonprofits, but there are also grants for small businesses. All right, so you're in the right place. Okay, let's keep it moving. Now, how did I get here? I used to be a publishing executive in Pennsylvania and I got hurt. When I got hurt, I had to move back home to Cleveland. Literally went from traveling all over the world to these phenomenal destinations until the bottom fell out. And then I literally came home in a wheelchair, had to move in with my sister, put everything I own in a storage unit. And that is what happened for 4 years. Now, it took me 2 years to just recuperate to get to the point where I could work again. And first of all, people who know me know I keep it real. So I'm going to keep it real today, everybody. All right. Because we're all family today, right? We're all family. Yes. Yes. All right. Now, once I healed, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a job because my experience was in publishing, right? In Pennsylvania. And I'm in Cleveland, which is not the publishing mecca of the United States, right? So I started my company, LaPav Consulting. It's been 17 years. I haven't looked back. Well, one of my first contracted positions was to be the executive director of a nonprofit. Now, I don't think I was there 2 weeks before I was called into the board of directors office and told that I had to write a grant to literally save my job. Now, I said, we're all family, right? You know that there are times, right, when people who look like us are called in to do what? Save the program, save the project, sometimes save the entire organization. You know what I mean? Give me a yes in the chat. I had never seen a grant before. I had no knowledge of grant, and now I'm being asked to write a grant that would pay for my salary. Talk about pressure. Oh, I'm seeing some yeses. Hello, Marcia. I'm seeing some yeses, right? 2 weeks in, 2 weeks in, I have to write a grant to pay for my salary. I had never seen a grant before. I had no knowledge of grants. That just wasn't in my wheelhouse. But you know what? I did it. I did the research. I wrote that grant. I won that grant. It paid for my salary for a year. And I realized some very important things that I'm going to share with you. You can do this. You can win grants with no experience. I was able to do it. I'm going to show you how to do this today. I've created a framework that will show you how you can not just write a lot of grants. Look, we're beyond just writing a bunch of grants. We're trying to win grant funding for our organization. So the framework that I've created will lead you to be able to do that. But it also taught me what you can use grant money for. This is year 17 of me being in this industry. I hear from you all the time. I know that you are tired of using your own money to fund your organizations, to fund what has been a dream, whether it's a nonprofit or a small business. You're tired of using your own money. You're tired of wearing all 20 hats, right? You can use grant money to hire help, to hire staff, to hire contractors, to pay for supplies, to pay for your lease, right? We'll talk more about what you can do with grant money as we move forward. But why not pursue somebody else's money? This is third party funding for you that you don't have to pay back, right? So you should all be on this train, all right? All of you, okay? Now, what will we talk about today? I'm going to show you what is going on with grants and how you still win grants even with these cuts. My clients are doing it every day, every day. Black organizations, yes, are winning grant funding every day. You can't believe everything you see on TV. All right. And then I'm going to show you how you prepare to apply. And then what do you write in the application? How do you write the application? How do you get noticed in a sea of applications? Right? Grants are competitive. Then I will show you how to conduct grant research. And then I have a surprise for you. And then we're going to do a Q&A. So this is not the time to be shy. All right. Drop your questions into the Q&A box or the webinar chat, one or the other, and I will get to every single one of them at the end. All right. Now, I'm here to help you because they have put every roadblock, every challenge that they could in front of us. I'm here to try to knock them out of the way. So I'm here to help you. You're going to get a copy of this replay. You will get it for free. I am not charging for these replays. All right. You will have it today. You will have it forever because I want you to come back to it again and again and again. But you've got to promise me you're going to share this information with other Black organizations, because we are all in this together. All right. Got it? Give me some yeses. Yes, yes, yes. All right. All right. All right. Now, why are we here? We are here because we need funding. Black organizations are criminally underfunded. And guess what? It shouldn't always be about loans. Are you as tired as I am of hearing about these loans? We want grant money because we don't pay grant money back. And let me say this to all of you. You can do this. You can write these grants. They're not what they used to be. You're not writing some 500-page document over the course of 3 months. Some of these applications are 3, 4, 5 pages, and that's it. But you must understand that there's a process to winning. That is what I've learned after having won over $18 million. There's a process to this. And that is what I'm going to show you today. And guess what? It's about more than what you write in the application. That's part of it, but that's only part of it. All right, ready to go? All right, what is going on with grants? Now, we know that the federal government, they have cut grants, they have rescinded grants, they have frozen grants, but guess what? Federal grants do not equal all grants. Grants come from thousands of resources. So your private, community, family, and corporate foundations are still providing grant money every single day. And yes, they give to nonprofits and small businesses. So you're covered. This is what I need for you to understand. There's grant money available in the billions of dollars that's being provided every day. So I need for you to be encouraged. All right, because there's an opportunity that exists that didn't even exist for you last year. So many people are believing that there's no grant money because the federal grants were cut. So guess what? Fewer people are applying. That means a little less competition. So what does that mean for you? You're going to swoop in and start applying for these grants. Also, and this is critical, your local, corporate, family, and private foundations have increased their funding because they're trying to fill in the gaps left by the federal grant cuts. That means there are more grants available from these private entities, from these non-federal grant organizations. So what are you going to do? Take advantage of this opportunity. Now, here's even more good news. Yes, they're stepping in to try to cover the federal cuts, but something else is happening. Your state, county, and local governments are still continuing to provide grant funding, because not all government grants, not all state and local and county government grants come from the federal government. Oftentimes, these municipalities, they raise their own funds, right? Literally a month ago, I learned about a $30 million, brand new $30 million grant in the state of Ohio, a new $20 million grant in the state of Michigan, right? So you should be seeking grant funding, not just from foundations, but from your city, county, and state governments. And yes, your city government has grants. They try to keep it on the down low, but they have grants. All right. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. We know it means minorities, women, veterans, and the disabled. So what does this mean? The foundations that were giving funding to these communities, right, have been told to stop from the White House. But guess what? This is their audience. This is who they give funding to. They're not just going to completely stop funding these communities, but at the same time, they don't want to feel the wrath coming from the White House. So what are they doing? They're tweaking their language. They're not using DEI. They're using other language as a substitute so that they can still get the money to where it belongs. And this is exactly what you're going to do. And I'll show you how to do it in a minute. But more good news, there are organizations like the Ford Foundation and the Kellogg Foundation. They haven't skipped a beat, right? They're not changing their language. You go to their websites, they will proudly say, look, we fund areas of racial inequity because they've been doing it for over 100 years. So they're less influenced by what's going on in the White House. But a lot of the new foundations like Google, Apple, Delta, Costco, DEI, that is their community, but they can no longer say it, right? So they have to tweak that language to make sure they're getting the funds to where it belongs without, right, upsetting Pennsylvania Avenue. All right. So this is what you are going to do. You're going to tweak your language because at the end of the day, your goal is to get the grant money. So instead of you talking about specifically ethnicity or race, you're going to talk about the conditions that you are addressing. We call it quiet DEI in the grant community. All right. Let me show you what you do. Let's say you have a program that offers youth development opportunities for Black boys. That's who you serve, right? But instead of saying Black boys, now you can say we provide youth development for historically underserved and underrepresented boys, or serving boys disproportionately impacted by economic and educational inequities, right? You're substituting Black for the condition, underserved, underrepresented, right? Disproportionately impacted. And the same is for women. You may have a for-profit, you may be a coach, right? So let's say you provide employment and career coaching for women. That's what you do. That's who you serve. You don't stop serving women as your small business. You may need to tweak that language and now say our program offers workforce development support for those facing systemic barriers to career advancement, or providing career development services tailored to those who experience unique workforce challenges due to caregiving responsibilities, wage gaps, and systemic inequities. You don't change who you serve, you tweak that language because your goal is what? To get the grant funding. And this is how you still get this grant money, even though there have been cuts to DEI from the federal government. There's still so much money being given in your local community or through the national foundations. Just know what language to look for. All right. So this is very important for you to get because this is how you're still going to get this grant money, even though the quote unquote DEI funds have been cut. All right. So give me a yes if you get this. Give me a yes if you understand what I'm doing because this is very, very, very important for you moving forward. All right. Got it? Got it? Got it? All right. Now, let's get back to the basics. What do you need to know? Grants are not paid back, right? Now, I saw some nonprofits. If you have a nonprofit, you need your 501c3. Make sure you're looking in the chat for links. We're going to put some important links in the chat. This is your tax-exempt charitable organization designation by the IRS. The good news is only taking about 8 weeks to get your 501c3. So make sure you get it. You're going to need it. And make sure you're dropping those questions in the chat. All right? Now, everybody, look at this slide. This is the amount of grant money being distributed annually. The most recent numbers are from 2023. $189 billion, billion would it be? This is just coming from foundation and corporation giving. Do you see federal funding anywhere on here? No, this money is what is being provided every single day. You've got to get in this game and get it. Now, look at this number, but I don't want you to be intimidated. Too many organizations look at these huge numbers and say, oh, there's just no way I can get any of that. It's just too much. At the end of the day, you're just trying to get what you need, right? You just need a little bit of $189 billion. You don't need it all. So right now, everybody into the chat, I need for you to write, because I need for you to understand this. Write into the chat. I just need a little bit. I just need a little bit. You just need a little bit of this $189 billion. Focus on what you need, not the huge numbers. That's right, Deborah. Are we trying to be greedy? Are we trying to get all $189 billion, Sylvia? Do you need it? Sabrina, do you need it all? Karen, do you need all of the money? No, we just need a little slice of this pie. That's right. That's right, Samsung. I'm not trying to be greedy. Look, I'll take the crumbs that fall from $189 billion. The crumbs. All right. It's a lot of money and it's being given out every single day. All right. Now, first, I need to prepare you to apply for grants. Too many organizations get this wrong. They see the grant application, they download it, they complete it, they send it off, and they wonder why they get a rejection letter. Prepare. First of all, download some type of software editing tool. You are going to need it. I love Grammarly. If you use Grammarly, give yourself some love in the chat. I love it. It's free. You download it onto your computer. I love it because it will self-correct as you write. Why is this important? One of the services that I offer is that I review grant applications. You need Grammarly. I use it, and I am a professional writer and a professional grant writer and a professional editor. I wouldn't write without Grammarly. It's free. Why is this important? Because I do not want you submitting grant applications full of grammatical errors. And it is so easy to do because you're not professional writers, nor do you have to be to win grant money. But make sure you have the correct tools that's going to help ensure you submit the best application. Next, how do you become grant ready? Get those documents in order. Do you have your EIN? Nonprofits, do you have your 501c3? Small businesses, are you a legitimate organization? Do you have those articles? Do you have your list of board members? Nonprofits, especially. Letters of support will only strengthen your application. Who are they coming from? Drop those names. Do you know the mayor? Do you know politicians that can give you letters of support? It could be your pastor, it could be your church, it could be community leaders. Now, if you are currently operating, you know you need your financial statements, your balance sheet, and your profit and loss statement. That's your P&L. It's also called an income statement. Now, all of you need an operating budget, and I don't want you to be freaked out by this term operating budget. You can get a template online. All it is a document where you are listing what you believe your expenses are going to be over the course of a year. And you really need to know approximately how much money you need to open or to stay open, right? So you create that operating budget. It will help you to determine how much grant money you're going to need as a part of that budget, right? Now, I'm going to go through the typical components of a grant application and give you best practices because I need for you to write this application as if you are doing what? Telling a story, because that's exactly what you're doing. All right. Now, the first section is the mission. It is so much more than you think. First of all, you should all have a mission. Even you for-profits, yes, even you small businesses, you must have a mission to apply for grants. Yes, it is what you do, your aims, your goals, but it's more than that because your mission can lead you to the foundation that wants to give you money because you're going to align your mission to their mission. So if you are laser focused on K through 12 education, make sure you're seeking foundations that also have a passion for K through 12 education. All right? So if you don't have a mission statement, that's homework 101 for you. Now, this section here is where you are going to set yourself apart from the pack. It is how you describe your organization. I need for you to think about one word: impact. What has been your impact on the people that you serve? And it doesn't matter if you are a small business or a nonprofit, you have to use real numbers. In other words, track your success. Do you have a homeless ministry? How many homeless people are you placing in shelters? And when they get to the shelter, what happens? Are they then able to get a job because maybe they were able to get their GED, go back to school, or maybe they are able to be moved on to permanent housing? Track your numbers. Do you have a restaurant? How many people do you serve every year? How many people do you employ? That's impact right there. You hire somebody, you're changing their life, right? Maybe you have some type of additional service. Maybe you offer cooking lessons at your restaurant. What are your numbers? Track your numbers. This is how grant money is being provided in 2025. No longer are foundations just giving to organizations that say they just want to save the world. How are you doing it? What are your numbers? And let's say you haven't opened. You haven't opened, right? You still talk about your impact in your grant application. Now you're going to project. You can say, let's say you have a a tutoring organization. You can project, you can say that my tutoring organization is for high school kids. Once they complete my tutoring program, I project that they will increase their reading scores by 5%. So you can project intended impact even before you start your organization. Either way, you have to talk about impact using real numbers. Now, also, when you write this application, you must write as if you are addressing a need or solving a problem. This is like mandatory. Like these are the ways in which organizations actually win grants. Now, small businesses have a particularly difficult time with this. But let me give you some examples. Let's say you have a online jewelry company, right? Now, you might be saying, well, what is the problem that I'm solving? Well, what is the problem that you're solving? Did you start because of what? Maybe it's handmade jewelry. That's the issue that you're solving. There aren't a lot of handmade jewelry companies, right? Or maybe your jewelry can be worn by people with sensitive skin. Maybe you have a bakery. Your bakery wants to locate downtown, needs a $20,000 grant. You might be thinking, what is the problem? She's making cookies all day. Maybe she decided to open up a vegan bakery, solving the problem that vegans don't have a lot of great places to buy baked goods. Or maybe it's community development, because where she's moving is an economically declined area and she wants to contribute to the economic development. So she's going to apply for a community development grant. Why is this important? Because it is going to connect you to the foundation that wants to give you money, because every foundation gives in a particular area that's near and dear to them. Whether it's giving a grant to somebody that opens up a jewelry company or in the restaurant industry or serving the homeless, you have to find out where and how foundations give. To do that, go to their websites. Now, I know most foundations don't have a website. That's where sometimes you have to get a little creative in getting information about them. All right. And for those of you who struggle with who you help, you must define your target population and know you cannot help everybody. This is where you get burnt out. I've been a coach for 16 years. When I ask people, who are you helping? I too often get, Linda, I help everybody. If they come my way, I help them. You can't help everybody. You've got to focus. You have to niche down. You know, there's an old saying, right? There's riches and niches. You have to niche down. Who are you serving? You open up that restaurant. Is it a soul food restaurant, an Italian restaurant, a vegan restaurant? Who are you serving in your organization? If you tell me you help veterans, I'm only going to ask you veterans who? Veterans that are homeless, that need transitional housing, veterans that have PTSD, that need mental health and wellness counseling. Niche down. You should have one, maybe two target populations. You can't help everybody. All right? Now, all of you have a decision to make. When you approach a foundation, are you asking for operating grant money or program project grant money? You have to decide one or the other. Now, you know, we love to get operating grants, right? Because an operating grant means you get to decide where to put the grant money. You can pay for your administrative fees, your administrative costs, whether it's salaries, your lease, IT, building a website. You decide. Most grant money has to go to a particular program or project. And yes, if you are a for-profit, a small business, you can have projects and programs. That restaurant, maybe she wants to start a delivery service. All right. But whatever you do, you have to apply to multiple foundations at all times. Now, I want you to tell me why in the chat. Why do you think it is important that you apply to multiple foundations? Let me know in the chat. Keep in mind, people, this is not a one and done industry. This is a marathon. This is like not a sprint. I want to hear from you. Let me know in the chat why you think it is important that you apply to more than one foundation. Let me know in the chat. What do you think? Why do you think it's important? That's right, Deborah, more chances to obtain funding, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because guess what? Grants are not guaranteed. Grants are not guaranteed. Let me tell you, people, be careful. Be careful. Because there are scammers out here. I've been in this industry again 17 years. I've just about seen it all. I hear horror stories about people being scammed, especially on the internet. I see it on Facebook all the time. Literally, I kid you not, last week I saw someone and realized it was a scam. They were literally using some of my language. And then when you click the link, they tried to get you to sign up to their loan program, right? That's right, Derek. You get a lot of no's, but someone will eventually say yes. But you got to do it the right way. And I always advocate, if you are going to seek grants, do so in a community where you can get support and the help that you need, where you can get your questions answered so that you know, yes, I should be applying to this grant, or no, I don't want to waste my time. Because too many of you, right, too many of you have wasted a lot of time looking at numbers without whether or not that is the grant for you. And it's easy, right? When you see, oh my gosh, $1 million grant, a $2 million grant, it might not even be for you. You end up wasting a lot of time and you get frustrated and you just give up, right? So you always apply to multiple foundations and be careful. Be careful. There are scammers out here. Now, community partnerships are everything. I cannot stress this enough to you. Every single one of you need a community partner, community partners, plural. Let me give you a couple of examples. Let's say you have an accounting firm, right? You're a small business. Go to your local library. I think libraries are criminally underutilized. I say this all the time. Go to your library, give a free text talk once a month. They're going to promote you. That's what libraries do. They're going to promote you. You're going to have a willing audience. What does this have to do with grants? Because foundations that give the grant money are always looking and searching for who's doing what in their community. And by you speaking through the library systems, here you are raising your level of visibility. So they get to know about who you are and what you do so that when you approach them for a grant, they will at least have heard about you. Libraries are phenomenal at promoting people who speak for them. Let me give you another example. And it could be, doesn't have to be the library, but it's such an easy partner. What about the Urban League, HBCUs, 100 Black Men of America, the Y? How can you partner with them, right? Now, let me give you another example to make this crystal clear. Let's say a young man has an ex-offender program. He wants to make sure that when people are released from the criminal justice system, that they become successful members of society, right? So ex-offender program. Now, you know he has to speak to the inmates and interview them before they are released, just to make sure that they are right for his program. I want you to tell me now in the chat who you think he should be meeting with. Who should be his community partners? Who should he be meeting with out into the community for his ex-offender program? Let me know in the chat right now who you think he should be meeting with. Now, you know he has to have access to the inmates to interview them. Make sure that they're right for the program. I want to hear from you. What do you think? The wardens, Sylvia, exactly. The wardens, the parole officers. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you want them to get jobs? Right. Reentry programs. Absolutely. Is it Nasaja? Community advocates. You know why? Because maybe they know about a workforce development program where they can get training, right? Or I tried. I tried. What about the mayor? The mayor might know about funding. Or you don't want them to be homeless, right? What about transitional housing? They need somewhere to live. Council members, anybody that knows about programs, maybe they have addictions. What about social service agencies? But yes, council members, Karen, yes. The mayor, community advocates, Deborah, parole officers, wardens, right, halfway houses, Department of Human Services, they could provide a number of resources. Do you see how we just came up with what? 7, 8 different resources that the person should be connecting with? Those are all going to be community partners. This is what I want you to do. This is your homework. I want you to name 5 organizations that you are going to meet with based on your organization. And again, it doesn't matter if you are a small business or a nonprofit, name 5. That's your homework. Name 5. All right. Now, we're on to the money. When you create your grant budget, you need to itemize those expenses. Let's say you want $50,000 to hire an executive director. You can't just write in the application, I need 50 grand for an ED. Be specific. How many hours will the person be working? What is the pay rate per hour? How many hours in a week? How many weeks out of the year will the person be working? Do you need supplies? With the grant funding, how many supplies do you need? Who's going to be using the supplies? Itemize. And then in the narrative, I need for you to write about the description of how the money is going to be used and who's using it. And here's a clue. Always connect the money back to the goal of the program. Always connect the money that you're asking for back to your mission and the mission of the foundation so that they know that your use of the money supports why they're even giving the funding. All right, got it? All right. Now, I think I know what some of you are saying. Like, Linda, this is okay. This isn't so bad, but I don't have time. I don't have time to write these grants. I don't have time to write these grants. Well, remember what I said to you at the beginning. Some of these grant applications are 2, 3, 4 pages. And with AI will give you your time back. We'll talk about ChatGPT in a moment. It will give you your time back. It is amazing. You have to use it correctly, but it is amazing. So I have a question for all of you, especially those of you that are thinking, I don't know. I don't think I have time for this. I have a question and I would like an answer in the chat. Do you have time to get free money? Do you have time to get free money? I would like an answer in the chat. Let me know if you have time to get this free money. Let me see in the chat. Let me see if anybody has time to get. Oh, I see yes. I see yes, yes. I see lots of yeses. I see always time for free money, right? So if you've got free time to get free money, that's right. It's a marathon. I've got time to touch my dream. Absolutely. Brittany says, I got time today and every day. So if you've got time, I need for you to just spend a little bit of time on the process to get the money. And let me say, you are going to create some relationships. This is what you're going to do. Now, if you don't take anything else away from this session, this is it. This is the slide. You are going to meet with the foundation first before you submit the application. People, this is often the deciding factor as to who gets the grant money. Did you meet with the foundation? You meet with them first, and you want to meet with them because they're wanting to build this relationship with you. And oftentimes in this meeting, they will give you insight into the grant that's not even on their website because you're meeting with them. I probably set up 1,000 of these meetings. I always remember one meeting in particular, like a 30-minute Zoom meeting, $30,000 for my client. And yes, you heard me say Zoom because most of these meetings are 30-minute Zoom meetings. It's not difficult. Now, if you live in close proximity to the foundation, meet with them in person. Only if you live in close proximity. If not, these are Zoom meetings. These are Zoom meetings, right? And really quickly, how do you do it? How do you set up the meeting? You are going to send the foundation an email. In the email, you are going to introduce your organization. You are going to align your mission and your programming with their mission and where they're giving funding. But here's what you're not going to do. You are never going to ask for money in the email. That's almost like asking for a rejection letter. You ask for a meeting in the email, and in the meeting, you ask for the grant funding. Got it? All right. Now, we're on to the grant research. This is how you find the money. Now, Google is fine, but I need for you to use a grant portal that exists to provide you with information about grants. The Foundation Directory Online, also called Candid, is a leading source of information on grants in the US. Now, what they give you is a list of organizations that provide funding. So let's say you have You're in Detroit. Let's say you have a program where you help veterans get into transitional housing. You plug that information into FDO, you push a button, they give you a list of organizations that fund that type of program. $50 a month to subscribe. You got to invest some money in this. You're trying to get free money, $50 a month to subscribe, or totally free access where at your local library. Ask the librarian for access to FDO. Is totally free. Grants.gov, believe it or not, there are still some federal grants available. Lilly Foundation, are you a church or a faith-based organization? Do you know that there are grants for churches? Do you know that Walmart gives to churches as well? Grant Watch, I love. They're $20 a week or $200 for the whole year. They give you information about the actual grant opening, the deadline, the synopsis, the contact information. Another is Grant Station. They're $200 for the year. I think they do the best job of really allowing you to hone in on what type of program you have so that they can match you better. And then Urban Awareness USA, they are Black owned. Please sign up. Tell them Linda sent you. They have free training, free newsletter. They have some paid resources as well, but they give you information on maybe 2, 3, 4 grants every week. All right. Now let me just show you really quickly. This is Grant Station, $200 for the whole year. You see to my right where it says areas of interest. For every little block you see, there's probably 15 or 20 drop-down blocks. You input your area of interest. You include who your target population is. What type of support do you need? Are you a sole proprietor? Are you a small business or a nonprofit? You push a button and you get a list of grants and information about organizations that are providing the grants. Now, look here in the middle. Let me say a couple of words about location because many of you are leaving money on the table. You have to start local. It's easier to get local grant money. Don't be seduced by these $5 million government grants. Start local. Meet with your local community foundation. Meet with your local organizations. Do searches to find out who's giving money in your area. But don't disregard the national grant makers. You could be in Texas and be funded by an organization in Tennessee. So please look outside of your state. Do your national searches as well. And for my global community, this is for you as well. You could live here in the United States and serve a population in Kenya and get grants. You could live in Kenya and serve a population in Zimbabwe and get grants. All right, so this is not just for U.S. organizations. This happens to be Grant Station, $200 for the whole year to do the searches. Now, I have a list of grants for you. I won't go through them all, but I just want to show you that how right now, July 2025, regardless of what you've been hearing about, cuts, there's still billions of dollars in grant money available for you, right? Now, I think we passed the deadline, but Progressive had a $50,000 grant where you had to buy a car with the grant money. There's an annuity fund grant, financial literacy. If you have a Black nonprofit, go to support Black charities. HelloAlice.com. I think they have currently 3 different grant opportunities. Operation Hope, John Hope Bryant, his goal is to help 1 million Black businesses. He's up to 400,000. Sign up. Do you have a brick and mortar? There are grants for you. Just because you have a brick and mortar, you have a physical location. LISC, they fly under the radar, but they've given over $1 billion since 1979. They are laser focused on underserved and minority communities. Shea Moisture, are you going to be opening up a Black hair care salon? That grant is for you, right? Again, I won't go through all of them. The Ford Foundation, are you working on a film that highlights the Black experience? That grant is for you. Let's go to Amarillo where it says small. Yes, they give to super small organizations like some of yours. You might be thinking, Linda, like I'm too small to get grants. I'm a solopreneur. Solopreneurs get grants. Or maybe your nonprofit doesn't even have money to hire people. Maybe you don't even pay yourself. You're like, Linda, I don't have some huge organizational chart. All volunteer nonprofits can get grant funding. And then, are you a startup? Busy.com, sky'sthelimit.org, and those are for startups. But if you are a woman-owned startup, Amber Grants for Women, they have a startup grant for you. And by the way, their startup grant is for people with ideas. You don't even need to have earned one penny. All right. Now, really quickly, I want you to put into the chat, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about banks and money? Banks and money. Just let me know the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about banks and money. Banks and money. Loans, loans, lenders. Is storage? I'm not sure what that is. Credit scores. Ah, storage. Yes, rejection. That's real, right? Do you know that banks are some of the largest providers of grant money, grant money in the United States? Bank of America and Wells Fargo each every year give over $100 million in grant money. Grant money. You have not been going to the right person at the banks. It's not your loan officer. It's not your branch manager. It's usually a vice president, right? We're going to drop this information into the chat because I'm going to give you 4 hot leads right now. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, TD Banks, and Truist, all providing grant money. Yes, you'll need to meet with them. I'm here to show you that there is so much money out here other than federal grant money. So you got to stop missing out. This money is being provided every single day. Let me talk to you about ChatGPT. Be careful. Know how to use it. It's not a replacement for you being able to write a grant application. It is a tool. It will help you. It is phenomenal. It will edit. It will improve your grant application, but there's really no substitute for you understanding how to write just at least the basics of your grant application, your mission, your impact statement, your need statement. You know this information. You can't just allow AI to do this. This is where people get into ethical issues, right? Because now you're using all of somebody else's words. Use your own words, plug them into AI, let AI rewrite. But you've got to understand how to write the basics of your information. Nobody can tell your story like you. You got to feed AI in the form of prompts. So that's how you give it information and then let it work as magic. Then, once you've given it information, you want to give it the best information that you can. And that's where my little surprise comes in because I have a course that will teach you exactly how to do this. It is a grant writing course. This is how I won $17 million. I laid it out to you in a course. And your secret weapon, your little superpower is going to be me because I'm going to serve as your grant coach. Again, I am not here to show you how to write a whole lot of grants that don't get approved. We need to start winning grant funding because it is available. This course will teach you how to write your grant application, every part of it. I teach you how to use those grant research tools to find your funders for your specific organization. Now, here's where the coaching comes in. We have a private Facebook group. You come into the group, you ask your questions. We are here to help you. This is what happens when people stop. They get frustrated. They don't know where to go. They don't know what grant to pursue, or they get rejection letters and don't know what to do with them. They don't even know if this is the right grant, or they have nobody to go to. Like I don't use bots to answer my questions. You come into the Facebook group, I'm in there a lot, and ask your questions. You will get the help that you need. Let's say you meet with the foundation. Do you know what to say? Do you know how to say it? Do you know what? You never leave that meeting without knowing. Come into the group, ask the question, we will help you. Do you know how to create your budget? Do you know how much money you should be asking for? Because by the way, not every grant will give you the amount of money. A lot of the community foundations, they will ask you, what do you need? And you can't go in there saying, I need $1 million, right? No, there's strategy to this. Like, let us help you. All right. The course includes 12 modules, 35 lessons. You get videos. You can download everything. But in the last 17 years that I've been in this industry, I have been asked to build grant applications, including creating grant questions. So in my course, I'm using real grant questions that you answer, but you answer them with help so that every answer really showcases what is great about your organization. And then at the end of the course, you are left with a phenomenal grant template that you're going to use to start applying to grant after grant after grant. And even when you answer the questions, you can put that question, you can put your answer into ChatGPT. Let it extend it. Let it make it sound better. But you gotta feed it something. And this will help you do that. And yes, we give you real grant examples so that you know what a winning grant looks like. So every grant in the course I wrote and every grant won money. I want you to see what is being funded and what these organizations consider to be a great grant application. All right. And then just as some bonuses, remember I said I'm here to help you. You get a list of over 600 organizations. So this is for people who are ready to get this grant money, right? And then I talked about the private Facebook group, People is Everything. It is not even about competition. It's about collaboration. I talk about community so much because we're here to help you, right? And then as a bonus, every month we do a live group coaching session with me. A live group coaching session. Answer any questions that you have. Now, I want you all to look at these numbers because you're going to end up paying literally a fraction of what you see, and that is intentional. Because I have colleagues that charge $2,000 for their grant writing course, and you get zero access to them. I believe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I've created a $5,000 course that you're paying like literally pennies on the dollar for. Because I said at the beginning, I don't want to be another roadblock for you. I don't want to be another hurdle to you getting this grant money. So I avail myself in this course for literally as low as I can charge. So yes, it's a $5,000 course. I've had it audited 3 times. Make sure you get what you need, right? So the modules are worth $3,500, the video 600, the funding list 500. You get planners and workbooks and grant trackers, but this is what you're paying. So it's $997. It's $997. Because of what's been happening this year, it's discounted to $497. So people pay $497 for a $5,000 course. That's what? 90% off? Now, you're not even paying that because you hopped on the webinar. And I know you could have been somewhere else at noon, but you said, wait a minute, I need this information. So I'm going to stop what I'm doing to get help. I've been in this industry for a long time. I am here to help you. So take $200 off for the next 3 days and you'll get everything for $297. Just use a code. I have a code here, the JULY22, so that you don't pay the $497 because everybody else is paying $497. Trust me, everybody else is paying $497. Use your code that I'm giving you right now live, JULY22. You'll take $200 off. It's one payment. It's not every month. Yes, my coaches think I'm insane, right? They really do. They're like, Linda, what are you doing? $297. Now, for those of you who need a little more help, we give you a 2-month payment plan. It's $175 a month. Put a little T on the end of the JULY22. Let us know you want the 2-month plan. So that's it. One payment, $297, pays for everything, the course, the Facebook group, the group coaching, or the 2-month payment plan. And you're looking correctly. You're seeing correctly at the bottom. I said I was here to help you. The course never expires. The course never expires, right? Because you need help forever. You don't just need help for 6 months, all right? You need help always. So this is everything you get, the Facebook group, the coaching. Oh, write everything off, by the way, is tax deductible. Yes, you're getting a $5,000 course for $300 that you're going to write off. And yes, you even get a certificate at the end. I'm trying to make it easy. You get templates. Remember I said you need to meet with the foundations, you need to send the email. I give you the template. All you have to do is just input your information. Remember I talked about the importance of partnerships. I give you a template that you email to the partners saying, can we have this partnership? I give you a grant application template. I give you financial documents for templates. We didn't really talk about sponsorships, but I think most of you should be asking for sponsorships. I give you a sponsorship kit that you can use. I'm trying to make it easy. All right. So if you are interested in buying the course, it's $297. Use the code JULY22. You're going to hit $497 when you click the link because you've got that $200. So click $497 and make sure you go to the section that says have a coupon because you have a coupon. All right. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to make this easier for you. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to pull up the course and show you how you buy the course. And I'm going to start sharing again. Really quickly, for those of you who are asking, this is how you buy the course. You want to pay $297 one and done, right? Hit purchase now. I'm doing this live. Hit purchase now. You see where I hit the $497? This is what other people pay, not you. You have a coupon. Input your JULY22. Hit apply. It took off $200. You're paying $297. And you see this little block here? That is a private session with me. I offer that. For those of you who desire to meet with me privately, it's a VIP session. I'm going to get you together in that hour. I'm letting you know. Because before you and I talk about grants, I'm going to go through your mission, your vision, your infrastructure, your website, your programming, your target population, and then you literally leave with a little list of grants, local and national. You get the video of the session. You get the session notes as $497. You add it on to the price of the course. Now, if you buy the private VIP session with me with the course, it's only $247. You just click the little area here and it will add $247 onto the price of the course. But it's optional. You can remove it. Now, we're doing something special. We're trying to help. We're trying to help. When you go to buy, you input your email. We have buy now, pay later. Yes, for a $300 product, we still offer buy now, pay later. That's $75 a month. It's Affirm, Afterpay, or Klarna is 4 months, same as cash. If you want to just pay outright $297, we take PayPal, credit cards, Google Pay. But if you want the 4-month payment plan, you hit pay another way, hit new payment method until you see Affirm. You may have to hit that little drop down, Afterpay or Klarna, 4 months, same as cash. People, that's $75 a month to actually get help on a regular basis forever. The course never expires. I do the monthly calls every month for $75 a month for 4 months. All right. Or again, we do have the option for you to go through PayPal or the credit card. All right. Now, I talked to you before about our little 2-month payment plan. That's $175 a month. Hit purchase now. You'll see $275, but you have a coupon. Input JULY22 and what? That little T for 2 months. There you go. It's $175 a month for 2 months. And yes, you can still add on the private coaching if you like. All right, let me stop sharing. All right. Let me get back to there we go. Let me make sure you can see this. Let me get back to sharing my screen. There we go. I think everybody can see that now. Oh, it decided to take me all the way back to the top. So we don't want to do that because I want to show you one other option. Now, this is really for people who are ready, like ready. I do a boot camp. It's a 2-day boot camp, people. I teach you 2 months worth of grant work in 2 days. It's 7 hours a day. You leave with a completed grant application. You leave with a grant template. You leave because I'm going to have taught you AI, right? You leave with a list of grants, but we're going to literally submit a grant application with you at the end of that second day. All right. You leave with the implementation plan. Keisha had never written a grant before in her life. She took the boot camp, 2 days. It's a 2-day program, 7 hours a day. You got to be ready. She was ready. She had her first grant 6 weeks after the end of the boot camp. She had her first grant. 2 weeks later, she had a $100,000 grant. A $100,000 grant. She had never written a grant in her life before. She took the boot camp. It's $1,997 for the 2 days, or two payments of $1,249. It's valued at $11,000. And yes, you get the course, and you get me for 7 hours a day for 2 days, and you leave with a completed grant application. All right. Those are for people who are extra ready to go. But you see these testimonials here? They just paid $300 for the regular course. They didn't take the boot camp. $300 is what they paid. Last month, Nicola won $250,000. She didn't even ask for it. She asked for $50,000 over the course of 2 years. They took a look at that grant application because it was tight, let me tell you, because she's in the course. She's in my course. They said, wait a minute, can we counteroffer and give you $250,000 if you could implement this in some other locations? Nicola is not a professional grant writer. She had not written grants before, but she's in the course. I will teach you how to slay a grant application. All right. Whitney won $200,000 doing exactly what I'm asking you to do. Start local. She went to her utility companies. How many of you, let me see a show of hands in the chat. How many of you know that your utility companies, the major ones, have significant grant funding? They have large foundations. She won $40,000 from her utility company and then went national and won $50,000. Kanisha won $100,000. These are all students. Kimberly, $84,000 last month. Cherie, $11,000, right? A massage company won $20,000. A massage company. People, as long as you are doing something legal, there is grant money for you. I'm going to say that again. As long as you are doing something legal, there's grant money for you. Christina has an online educational firm. Online. She doesn't even have a brick and mortar. She was scared. She said, Linda, I didn't even have the confidence to follow through on applying for grants. And would not have it had not been for the grant writing course, right? Now, here's a bonus for you, because I just don't want you using the fact that you don't have time as an excuse. I am giving you my AI guide. I'm giving you the AI guide, the AI grant guide, 10 steps to easier and faster grant writing. I'm going to give it to you when you buy the course. It includes the prompt. I've done the work for you. It includes the prompts that you're going to need, right? So when you're going through the course, the grant writing course, you come up with your answers, put your answers in here, and it will give you the prompts. And then you put in your answer. It's going to make it super easy. And for those of you who have heard of the U.S. Black Chambers, they're the lead organization for the different Black Chamber of Commerce organizations across the country. They provide a Buy Black list. It is a list of grants for small businesses and nonprofits. It's $195 to subscribe. I'm going to give you the latest issue, which is from May. I'm giving that to you for those who buy the course today. You're going to get this Buy Black list. You're literally going to start with a list of grants, right? Generated by the U.S. Black Chambers. All right? I'm done. It's Q&A time. It is Q&A time. Now, before we get to the Q&A, there's something I want you to do for you and not for me. For you and not for me. I believe in manifestation. It's go time, people. It's go time. The grant money is available. All of those organizations that you saw, they're Black organizations. They're getting 6-figure grants. They're all in the course. I'm here to help you, right? Remember I said there are just so many boulders and challenges being put in your way. I'm trying to help you through this. because there's grant money still available. I need for you to put into the chat right now, I am ready to get grant money. I believe in manifestation. Like, get this out of your system. Like, give this to the universe. Everybody right now into the webinar chat, do this for you, not for me. I am ready to get grant money. I am ready to get grant money. All right. And yes, you're going to need to invest just a little bit because you're trying to get free grant money, people. Free grant money. That's right, Brittany and Monifa. I am ready to get grant money. I'm ready to get grant money. Andrea, yes, Deborah, do this for you. Do this for you. All right. I'm going to start in the Q&A. Great questions. Should we avoid companies that charge for grants? So, I only know of one organization that charges a grant fee, and that is Amber Grants for Women. That's it. That's the only organization I know that charges for their grant application, and it's only $15. 99.9% of grant applications have no application fee. I'm going to say that again. 99.9% of grant applications have no application fee. Be careful, people, because there are organizations out here that are charging for grants. What they're doing is they are charging you a fee for them to submit that grant on your behalf. It's not the foundation charging the fee. They're a third party. They're charging the fee to apply. 99.9% of grant applications have no application fee. Got that? Is there a group where we can go to for support for grants? Absolutely. I'm providing one for you. You buy the course, you come into the Facebook group, it's 24/7. Group coaching calls will get you to where you need to be. We'll cut through the confusion. Yes, you have to be a student to be in the Facebook group. All right. Now I'm going to go over to the webinar chat and go to the top. I'm going down slowly because I don't want to miss any questions, and I did see some. All right. All right. Let's see. Questions. Don't be shy. There's still time to ask your questions. Let's see. Yes, I had a grant writer and paid them for nothing. So I gave up my home care business. Oh, I wish you had kept trying or going to other. People, not everybody that says they are a professional grant writer can write grants. Not everybody that says they are a grant writer can write grants. I'm just going to say that. Not everybody that says they are a grant writer can write grants. I tell you, I hear horror stories. This is year 17 of me being in the grant industry. I hear horror stories all the time of people being scammed. It's unfortunate. All right, let's see. I love ChatGPT, and yes, good. Use it. Just use it correctly, Deborah. Just use it correctly. Just be careful how you're using it. Camille, I'm with Truist. So you go through the link. Now, you can ask your branch manager about they have a huge grant program. They have a significant grant program. I don't know if your branch manager will know about it, but I know if you go through the link, it will take you through the right process. The link that we gave you will take you through the right process. And also, ask a vice president at the bank. It's not necessarily the branch manager. It's usually a VP of economic development or community reinvestment or community development. We put the titles and the links to the organizations, to those banks that I talked about. They're in the chat. Look in the webinar chat to get the titles of the people that you should be speaking to, and then the links to the applications. You have 3 days. It's Tuesday. You have until Friday to get the $297. But again, that's if you want to pay in full the $297. You can also pay $175 a month for 2 months. If you pay the $297, you have the option of doing 4 months same as cash. If you go through a firm or Afterpay or Klarna, that's $75 a month. Okay. Let's see. Thank you, Nastasha. Let's see, let's see, let's see. You want money for your tech startup. Be specific when you are searching. So we will help you to know where to search because you need to be super specific. Like, what is your technology? What is your tech startup? What is it that you're wanting to do? What problem are you trying to solve? Because most of you should be looking in multiple categories when you are searching for grants. There's really not just one category. There should be multiple categories that you're looking in. All right, when you are searching for your grants. Do I help with website development? I can send you to my web developer and she can help you with website development. Yes. Do you have to be a member of the banks? You stated absolutely not. Absolutely not. It does not have to be your, it does not have to be your bank at all. Typically, it's not your bank. And as far as credit unions go, seek sponsorships from credit unions, seek grants from banks. All right, because credit unions don't typically give grants, they give sponsorships. Banks give both sponsorships and grants. All right. Will I need to have an established business in order to receive grant money? Not necessarily, because right now, Amber Grants for Women, they have a startup grant where you can literally get money for the idea. So every startup grant is a little different. There are some startup grants where they want you to at least be open or earning revenue. There are some startup grants that consider startups to be 0 through year 5. I just happen to know that with Amber Grants for Women, they consider a startup literally as like from square one, where you have a great idea and you have a way to get it manifested, and they will consider you for grant funding. So with Amber Grants for Women, no, you don't need an established business. You want to seek startup grants. So Derek, thank you. Derek has a party bike business, and I'm the only person operating. So let me say this to many of you who are trying to do this alone. Don't. Let's think about ways in which you can get help. So go to your community college. They have intern programs. Not every intern wants to be paid. Some interns, they want the experience. Maybe they want to be an entrepreneur. So for you, Derek, and others who are trying to do this solo, like with no help, with zero help, go to your community college and find out whether or not you can get an intern to at least do your admin work for you. All right. And ask for volunteers. You can't get them if you don't ask. As an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to let people know the help that you seek. This is year 17 for me owning my business. I'm here to tell you, you can't keep it to yourself. People don't know if they don't know if you need help if you don't ask, right? Ask. Ask for volunteers. Get you a volunteer team. You would be surprised. You know, people who are retired who just want to be active again. Speaking of SCORE, I'm going to recommend SCORE to the small businesses and the nonprofits. So SCORE is funded by the Small Business Administration. They are free. And what they do is they provide mentors for you. Now, I'm a recommended source for some mentorship from SCORE, but you have to go through SCORE. And again, they're free. They consist of retired executives, and there should be one in your community. I put the URL in the chat. All right. So keep in mind, uh, yeah, so just keep in mind that you have 3 days to get the discount. But Deborah reminded me of something. Melissa, if you could drop the link to the next webinar for those of you who want to send the link to your friends so that they can join. Because again, remember at the beginning, I asked you to share the information because we need to know that there's grant money available. So share this with your friends, right? Brittany, send me an email. If you could place my email address. It's hello@grantwritingfornonwriters. Please put my email address on your safe senders list. That's how you're going to get the replay. And I just don't want it going to your spam. So place hello@grantwritingfornonwriters.com into your email list so that when you get the email with the replay, it won't go to spam. You'll have 3 days to get the discount, and your email will include the discount code and the link. Should we avoid companies that charge fees to obtain grant? That's up to you. I'm just here to say to you, 99.9% of organizations don't charge fees. So if you are seeing organizations that's charging you fees to apply, something is amiss. I only know of one organization, and there are thousands of organizations. The only one I know is Amber Grants for Women, and it's $15. So again, what I said before is that read what they are providing for you, because many of these organizations that charge fees, the foundation is not charging a fee. They, as the third party, is charging a fee to help you apply to the grant. And that's very different than the foundation charging for you to apply. So read the fine print, and I'm just saying to you that is highly unusual. Highly unusual. Okay? All right. Let's see. Let me make sure I answered all of the questions. Okay, I did. And the Q&A, I'm going back over to the webinar chat. Yes, and you write off the course. It is totally tax deductible. So it's going to be a business or an educational expense for you. The Facebook group, you will get the link once you sign up. For those of you who are signing up to the course, you're going to get 3 emails. One email will be your link to the course. You create your username and password, and you get it. It's an online digital course. Come to the Facebook group with any questions. Plus, embedded in every single lesson in the course is what's called a discussion starter. You can ask me a question right within the lesson itself, and it will come directly to me, and I will answer it. This is why I said before, I have colleagues that charge literally $2,000 for their courses. You get no access to them. I make sure that you get some access to me. All right. Let's see, other questions. Oh, and so you'll get, those of you who are signing up, you'll get those emails, username and password, link to the Facebook group, and then a welcome. And for those of you who are coming into the Facebook group, I'm going to be able to help you out immediately. When you come into the Facebook group, I'm going to ask you for a synopsis of your organization. Just give me 3 or 4 sentences, and I'm going to literally give you links to where you should be searching for grants, because I want you to get off to a good start. So I'm going to give you some links as to where you should be searching for grants based on your organization. That's why I'm asking for your 3 or 4 sentence synopsis so that you can get up to a great start. All right. Let's see. Other questions? And then we're going to wrap it up. The deadline is Friday. The deadline is Friday. And the link is in the chat, by the way. The link is in the chat. Let's see. Any other questions? And then we're going to wrap it up. Good, Refine. So caregiving. That's a huge category. So I want to use that as an example. Remember I said before, be specific. So you want to get back into caregiving. What does that mean? Does that mean you have a program where you're teaching people how to care for others? Does it mean you have a program where you are providing care to a particular population? And what is the population? Let's say you have an organization where you are providing caregiving to, let's say it's the elderly. Literally, there's like 4 or 5 different grant categories that you should be seeking just based on that information. One, you're a Black-owned organization, search for grants geared towards Black organizations. They exist. 2, you're in caregiving, right? So that's a separate category. There are grants specifically for organizations that provide care. Let's say your target population is the elderly. That's number 3. Now you can search for grants that are geared towards organizations that serve the elderly in any capacity. Your capacity is going to be caregiving. If you have a facility, let's say you have a facility, a brick and mortar, that's number 4. That's the 4th category because there are grants that are geared towards organizations that have physical locations, right? So based on who you're caring for, we could go on and on and on. But I just named 4 categories right there where you should be searching for grants. And the same is true for all of you. There's always more than one category. All right, let's see. Thank you, Brittany. I work in transitional housing, but I'm looking to do something extra. I see that's needed, like mobile feeding and second chance hiring, assisting, training. So do I need a startup grant? Yes, but that's a lot. You need to focus and decide which one. The mobile feeding is very interesting. The second chance training, second chance hiring, that's for the ex-offenders. That's a whole different category. That's very different than transitional housing, unless your transitional housing, is for ex-offenders. Then I can see it would be in the same category. But if your transitional housing is maybe for the elderly, I don't know if that's why you brought up mobile feeding, because that would be a connection, because we know a lot of senior citizens can no longer feed themselves or they can't swallow. There, it would be a connection there. But to jump from mobile feeding to an ex-offender program is a pretty big jump. This is for all of you. Remember I said before, you can't help everybody. You've got to be able to focus. I know you want to help as many people as possible, but you do yourself a disservice, because the more you try to pile on, the more you dilute your results, right? Because it's just you to begin with. So I would decide where is my true passion, because that will always help you with your success. Is it senior citizens? You mentioned mobile feeding, or maybe that's for those who have physical challenges. The first thing you should do is decide on what is that one area that you are going to focus your time and attention. This is for all of you, because you can't help everybody. This is why it's so important to have referral services. Like, get a list of referrals, so that when somebody comes to you and you can't help them, you at least give them information and tell them where they can go to get the services that they need. And it's okay that you can't provide the service. That's okay, because you can't do everything. You can't help everybody. This is how you get burnt out. All right? You will get the recording automatically. So tonight you're going to get the recording, and it will be in your email. So please, again, be sure to place my email on your email safe senders list, or just put it as a part of your email contacts. You will get the replay automatically. It will come tonight. It will also come with the link to the course and the discount. Again, you have until Friday to get the additional $200 off of the course, which I highly recommend. Other people are paying $497. You get to pay $297 if you use the code. And for those of you who have even more of a challenge with your budget, again, go through Affirm, Afterpay, or Klarna. It's 4 months, same as cash, is $75 a month for 4 months. All right, I believe that's it. Let me make sure I have answered all of the questions. And keep in mind, when you come into the Facebook group, answer my question because I'm going to ask you for just a brief synopsis, just 3 or 4 sentences about your organization. And I'm going to drop some links for you to show you where you should be searching for grants. All right. All right. Let's make sure I have answered the questions in the webinar chat. And if you're seeking a mentor, definitely score.org, phenomenal. And they're in most cities. All right, let's see. Let me make sure. Uh, Melissa, if you could drop the link to the upcoming class for those of you who want or who know other organizations that need to hear this information, please give them this link so that they can sign up to the live session tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Plus, I have some other sessions in August. So please share the link so that they can come on and be able to answer questions live themselves. Okay, I believe that's it. I want to thank you all for hopping on. I know you could have been elsewhere. You decided to spend this time with me, and I appreciate it. Whatever you do, keep moving forward. Do not stop. Do not be discouraged by what you are seeing on TV. There's grant money available for you as a Black organization, and I've created a framework to help you receive it. I would be happy to serve as your coach. Come into this community of support, which is what I highly recommend you do if you are going to be seeking grants. Come to a place where you can get the help that you need. Thank you so much. Whatever you do, keep moving forward. There are people waiting on your skills and your talents, right? You are very much needed, and keep moving forward. Whatever you do, don't let this be another webinar that you attended and you don't use the information given to you. There was a lot of really great information. Use it and share it. Remember, you promised me you were going to share it. Share it with another Black organization. All right. My name is Linda Peavy, creator of the course Grant Writing for Non-Writers, Keys to Winning Grant Proposals, and founder of LaPav Consulting. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day, a blessed week. Be encouraged. Keep moving forward. And hopefully I will see you this week inside of the course and in the Facebook group. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.